Welcome back to the other developing situation that we are following closely here. This one hits very close to home. The rising levels along the Grand River and its tributaries this morning and into the weekend. And joining us this morning to talk about the situation is Mayor George Heartwell of the city of Grand Rapids to give us an update on where that stands. So what is happening? What are your engineers telling you about the river and its level?
Well, the good news is that the crest has been revised down now to 23.3 feet. Our flood walls are at 25.5 feet, so that crest is enough below the flood walls that we shouldn't have to worry about any of this flood water cresting and getting into downtown. Now, the real problem, of course, is in the neighborhoods. It's the result of all of that stormwater backed up in the system. It just simply can't absorb it at all. So it comes up. It's blowing manhole covers. It's flooding streets. It's getting into basements. We've had our first evacuation, as you know, last night. We evacuated 100 people from the Park Place apartments on Marshall Southeast. We're watching that area closely. There's another street at Derbyshire that may need to be evacuated. But the good news is all the flood wall areas are secure.
You are going to have to do some sandbagging, though, right?
We're sandbagging some vulnerable areas. We've got staff that have been filling sandbags. We've got 30 volunteers coming in from the West Michigan Environmental Action Council this morning.
Do you need more people to help out?
You know, we may. I would encourage people who would like to volunteer to call West Michigan Environmental Action Council. They're organizing that for us.
Okay. If you are somebody out there and you're looking to do something because you haven't been directly affected by this, you're on high ground, what can you do to help out?
Well, there's certainly not a lot you can do. Stay away from the areas certainly where there's flooding. But you know, at this point, the Red Cross, the Salvation Army have the response for those who are either evacuated or are in dire straits, has that well under control. Certainly support for Salvation Army and Red Cross is always important.
Obviously, this is a problem that is running up and down the Grand River. It's not just Grand Rapids that's in trouble here. It's other cities, and those other cities may be in more trouble in some place. What kind of discussions have you had with other mayors?
Well, I've been, of course, in touch with my colleagues here in Wyoming and Granville, Mayor Pohl. We assisted yesterday in their evacuations where they needed boats, firefighters and boats to get people out. We're all in close touch through the Kent County Emergency Management Office. So as far as that's concerned, you know, we're all watching each other's back right now.
Yeah, and how is everybody in the city holding up? I mean, this is certainly going to be something very stressful that you're going to have to deal with.
You know, it's been very gratifying to me to see the way the city staff pulls around that. I spent most of the day yesterday in our emergency operations center with staff. There wasn't a question asked that somebody didn't have an answer for. Everybody has their own area of responsibility well under control. So we're doing everything we can. Wyoming, of course, did issue a state of emergency. We have not. I don't think we will have to, but we're watching it very carefully. If we find we do, we certainly will.
Mr. Mayor, I appreciate you coming in and talking about this here. We, of course, are going to be in touch with you here over the next few days, but thanks again. I know you got a lot to do here. Thank you, sir.